Hi everybody, Pam Carpenter, the membership maven. I just got off a call with a client, and that client had a launch that did not perform the way that the client expected it to at all. And a lot of times we get sold a great big line of bullshit about the product launch. Okay, so I want to start with a qualifier. Does the product launch formula work? Absolutely. Of course it does. And for those of you who are not familiar with the product launch formula, it's Jeff Walker's method. It is like a series of free video training series. So you get video 1, and then a couple of days later, you get video 2. A couple of days after that, video 3. A few days after that, the final video in the training series, which is actually a sales video, and you get the offer to buy at that time. So product launch formula absolutely does work, but what the gurus are not telling you about the product launch formula is that although it does work, it takes a monumental amount of resources of all kinds to make it work. So the first resource that you really want to think about is the time investment. Because that's the only resource that you have that you can never get any more of is your time. So the time investment to create an appropriate product launch with the series of videos and all of the things that go with it, because there's the videos, there's the pages that display the video, there's the opt-in page if maybe you segment your audience, maybe you don't, then there's the thank you page, the welcome page, and all of the email sequences that go behind that. So it takes a lot of time to create that type of thing and do it correctly. The videos are scripted in a very, very specific way. So if you don't know that, you need to learn it. You can go buy from Jeff Walker any day of the week. You can get his book right now on Amazon. It's called Launch. It's awesome. So those types of time resources are critical, and they're going to take up a lot of your life, because at the end of the day, even though I recommend outsourcing many, many things, your voice is something that you absolutely cannot outsource. So when you're thinking about, the writing of those videos, you're going to be the person mostly doing that. You can probably hire somebody maybe to create the bones of the script for you, but you're going to be the one that has to flesh that out and infuse your voice and your unique personality into that. Then you're going to have to actually create the videos. So you need to, and the bar gets raised higher and higher and higher on things like that all the time. So you're going to have to actually go and create those videos. So that's 3 videos. They're, 15 to 30 minutes each. So if we call them half an hour, that's 2 hours worth of video that you need to script, record, edit, and produce, so to get those ready to go to the market. So those are just a couple of the things that suck up your time in a traditional launch. Then we talk about the financial resources that go into that. Those types of launches require paid advertising, and you need to really, really know who your audience is. You need to be really skilled, or hire somebody who is really skilled in targeting that audience wherever it is that you are paying for advertising to drive traffic to your opt-in pages. So from there, then you may want to have an affiliate program too, so that other people are promoting for you. So those people also need to have access to your business pixel. They need to understand what it is that you're selling, the result that you're promising, the transformation that comes with working with you, and they need to be able to understand that too, so that they can target your audience, so that when you're paying for advertising, and so are they, you're actually kind of competing with your affiliates in a way, which is not a bad thing. A competition is a good thing. So that is a resource that you need to think about too. Then the human resources that go into that. You're going to have support questions. You need to be able to create a community around that launch. And who's going to manage your Facebook group? Are you going to respond to every individual comment? Are you going to answer support desk questions? Who's going to be doing those things? So this is just like the tip of the iceberg with the product launch. So those launches are very expensive. You can absolutely end up, turning 6-7 figures. And I know for a fact that there are entrepreneurs who have done much more than 6 and 7 figures with a product launch. But when they've done these big launches, what you don't see behind the scenes is that maybe there's $20,000, $30,000 spent on advertising. And so if they made $1 million, they've already spent 30 grand on advertising. They've paid somebody to manage those ad campaigns. They've paid affiliates out pieces of their revenue. They've paid other types of administrative staff. So these kinds of launches definitely are great. So they might not be the best thing for you to do if you're just starting out. That might not be, it looks big and glamorous, and it really is. I can't lie about that. It's totally glamorous, to know that, if you could make $1 million in 15-day launch cycle, but don't plan on sleeping during that launch. Definitely plan on having a boatload of cash and a boatload of human resources to commit to that launch in the front end. So, and also on the back end of that, you should be selling something that costs at least $2,000 or more. A lot of people get confused about the launch, that the only way you can launch is to do it this way. And even if you're selling a $497 product or whatever, then that's the right way to launch. But that's not true. Sometimes at lower price points, sometimes you can sell, if it's $100, maybe $200, you can sell from a sales page. Drive traffic, engage your audience, send them there, and sell from a sales page. And it's a nice, easy way to do it. And you should start with your list always. I call it the dinner party launch. If you were going to have a dinner party at your place, you would not be reaching out to people in 12 other countries to invite them to your dinner party, right? You're going to ask your family first. You're going to ask your friends. You're going to ask the people that are in your circle in business first. So a dinner party launch is often a really appropriate way to go. It's a much smaller scale, but it lets you get your feet wet without expending a lot of resources and cash to pull off a launch that may or may not have the result that you want. So until you have a little bit of experience under your belt, have a dinner party. Invite the people that are in your circle. Hey, Greg. So, keep it on a small scale like that. Have the dinner party launch first, before you start throwing a party for the whole world. And another way to do this, if you're selling a product that is, $500 to $1,500, a webinar launch is totally appropriate. So you get people onto your email list, you send them the warm and welcome email sequences, give them a workbook, let them know what to expect, invite them to the webinar, share with them, teach them, deliver value. Do not spend a shitload of time talking about yourself, because nobody cares. What they care about is what you can do for them. Can you get them to the result that they're looking for? Then make your pitch on the webinar, offer the webinar on a replay for a couple of days, and do it that way. So $500 to $1,500, up to $2,000 you can actually do with a webinar. And that's great. If you're selling anything over, $2,500, $3,000, sometimes you can do $3,000 or so with a product launch. It all depends on your audience and how well you're received with them and how you're engaging with them. But if you sell on the phone, don't even mess with any of this. Create an appointment launch for yourself. Create an appointment funnel. So you create a Facebook ad and drive traffic to your strategy session. Get them from Facebook or LinkedIn, wherever it is that you're advertising. Bring them in and get them on the phone. If you are going to sell to them on the phone, bypass all of this other expensive, tedious, time-consuming, resource-eating stuff and bring them directly to the phone call. And you can set that up so that it's automated too. But you don't have to believe the bullshit about launches. You don't have to live in a launch cycle, because it sucks. It's a horrible way to have to maintain and grow your revenue. So this is one of the reasons I'm such a big champion of membership and recurring revenue models, is because I don't want to live my life trapped in the launch cycle. So that's the only thing that I do. It eats up a ton of resources, and I value my time a whole lot more than I value anything else, including my bank account. So that is, that's like my big takeaway from client conversation today is if your launch fails, get up, okay, go cry for a while. If you need to ugly cry, that's okay. Go do it. And get over it, then pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and launch again. Figure out a different way, take a step back, look at the data, make sure you're tracking everything and documenting, your process and what you're doing so that you know what worked, what didn't work, what to do more of, what to do less of, what to start, what to stop. All of those things. And when you have that kind of data, you can make some really intelligent decisions about moving forward in your business, even if you fall down and hurt yourself. And believe me, I know how to fail. I've done it 1,000 times, but I've also succeeded 1,000 times too. So I have, a really good understanding about what it feels like to have that crappy launch and go, oh God, that did not go the way that I planned. And it doesn't have to make or break your business. It's a launch. You're still going to be the same person. So if you can get your mindset into separating what you are, even if you're a solopreneur, you are not your business. You are not your business's outcome. You're a fantastic person. You have a gift to take to the world. Sometimes you got to get knocked around a little bit before you're able to really take it out there and do it. So that's my big takeaway for today, and I hope that it's helpful for you. If it is, leave a comment. If you got questions, leave a comment. And there's a link in the comments. If you want to know what 5 things people most screw up in a membership site, go over there and check it out. There's a video for you. Guys, have a good day.